This is the Recycling, Scrap Metal, Commodities, and Economic Report, September 29, 2025, by Ben Lee, produced to support our customers, suppliers, and partners. U.S. weekly raw steel production fell slightly to 1.754 million tons, up 5.9% from last year and up 2.1% year to date. This was on tariff protection and slow U.S. manufacturing. WTI crude oil price rose to $65.19 a barrel. This is on Ukraine's attacks on Russian energy infrastructure. Also on the U.S. pressure on countries to reduce Russian oil purchases. U.S. weekly crude oil production rose to 13.501 million barrels per day, approaching December's record high. The U.S. is already the number 2 global crude oil exporter, yes, exporter of crude oil, and Russian oil sanctions could be a major opportunity for U.S. oil exporters. The U.S. weekly crude oil rig count rose to 424 and has been trending up. Oil companies are possibly positioning for the increased exports if Russian oil sanctions happen. Scrap steel number 1 HMS composite price was steady at $311.67 a gross ton on a good balance of supply and demand. Some scrap grades are under downward price pressure for October. Hot rolled coil steel price fell slightly to $40.30 per hundredweight, which is $806 a ton, on slow demand, but the 50% tariff protection. Copper price rose to $4.76 a pound on deaths at the world's second largest copper mine, which is causing production issues. Aluminum price fell to $1.20 a pound, which is $26.53 a metric ton, on North American weakened demand. There have also been supply concerns from Guinea as the government just took control of the aluminum mines. U.S. August existing home sales fell to 4 million annualized, the rate of the 1970s and the 2008 crash. Home high prices and high interest rates are hurting sales. The near-record stock market and high home equity has high-end homes selling fairly well, though. U.S. September U of M consumer sentiment was revised lower to 55.1. A broad range of income and education mostly felt worse. The concerns are over high prices, the weaker labor market, and their personal financial outlook. U.S. August ending annual PCE core inflation, the Federal Reserve's preferred measure of inflation. It rose to 2.9% as forecasted. It is believed that this tariff-related increase is just a one-time increase. U.S. August personal spending increased by 0.6%, the sharpest increase in 5 months. There is a strong consumer despite the heightened uncertainty, which is great news. U.S. Q2 2025 growth was revised higher to 3.8%, a terrific number which makes the first half 2.2%. This was on the upward revision to consumer spending. Also, they're now thinking that Q3 could be a great 3.5% or more. Remember that Q1 was hurt by front-end loading of imports to beat the tariffs. Q2 was helped by lower imports due to the Q1 import surge. Wall Street's Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 68 points to 46,247, but remaining near the record high. The small inflation rate increase was a positive for future interest rate cuts. Boeing and major banks were positive, and the new tariffs hurt pharmaceuticals, furniture, and truck companies. This report is brought to you by Ben Lee Roll-Off Trailers, Gondola Trailers, Lugger Trucks, and Roll-Off Trailer Parts, and of course Roll-Off Truck Parts. This is Greg Brown reporting. As always, feel free to call or email me with any questions, and we hope you have a safe and profitable week.